for senior commencement for James Madison Preparatory School. We are here to recognize and celebrate this milestone that represents so much growth, potential, and hard work that these seniors have dedicated towards being prepared to take the next step in their journeys. You may sit down. Just a quick note, at the end of the ceremony for tech purposes and our live stream, please stay seated until the graduates begin to leave the room. This graduating class is the first to represent students that started with JMPS as sixth graders. We didn't always have a sixth grade here, but as the educational landscape began to change, the founders of this institution decided that the effort to expand our reach would be worthwhile. And, of course, they were correct. The founders, Stephen and David Batchelder, created James Madison with an eye towards creating flexible, intelligent graduates who would function in an increasingly difficult and fluid landscape. The motto that they created for the school, history as the teacher of life, requires our students to have the kind of education that allows them to understand what has gone before, to better understand how to impact what will come next. All of us at JMPS are thankful that you have entrusted your students to be a part of this wonderful community. We could not be more proud of these accomplished young graduates, and in an era of unprecedented public rancor, we can look to this group of young people and feel a sense of pride, a sense of optimism, and above all, a feeling that the world will be enriched by all that they have to offer. I'd like to start off by introducing our valedictorian. Please welcome the valedictorian for the class of 2023-2024, Kenna Hemmings.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the graduation ceremony of the JMPS class of 2024. We have all gathered here tonight to recognize and celebrate the hard work and dedication that each of us seniors have put in during our time at James Madison, and I am truly honored to be a part of such a special occasion as this. Achieving this milestone in our lives would not have been possible without the help of many important people. So to all the teachers, staff, and students here at James Madison, as well as to the many friends and family members who have constantly supported us on this journey, my fellow graduates and I cannot thank you enough for helping us get to this very moment. In preparing for this speech, I began thinking and reflecting on everything that has happened during my time here at James Madison. And I know that I have been here for only a short amount of time compared to some of the other seniors who started here when they were in sixth grade. But even in just the 2 years that I have attended here, I can say that I am extremely grateful for all the opportunities that I have been given, for all the amazing teachers, staff, coaches, and friends that I have met, and for all the incredible memories that I have made, ones that I will remember for the rest of my life. All of these moments and people have helped shape me and all of the seniors into who we are today, and have prepared us for this transition into the beginning of the new chapter in our lives. As I look at the people beside me, I see so many unique and talented individuals who are ready and eager to make their mark on the world. No doubt, however, many of us, like myself, are nervous for this new stage of life, one that is filled with unknowns, challenges, and lessons that need to be learned. But at the same time, many of us, including myself, are also excited for this new stage of life that will be filled with joy, new memories, and experiences that will continue to help us grow into the people we've dreamed of becoming. It is funny to see how we can feel such opposite emotions about the same situation, but that's how life is. It is a huge game of perspective. Throughout our whole lives, our perspectives have been molded from all the challenges and obstacles, as well as the fun and good times that we have experienced. We've had to grow and adapt to a constantly changing world. But that's the good thing about perspectives. They aren't set in stone. They are able to be expanded and altered. Over the course of my time at JMPS, my perspectives on life and about different situations have changed, and I'm sure that my classmates would agree that from the senior sunrise to the senior sunset, the same has been true for them. As we move on to the new chapters of our lives, I want to encourage you that no matter what situation or challenge you are faced with, there will always be a solution and a reason for that hardship. The solution might just include changing your perspective. Oprah Winfrey once said, quote, "If you look at what you have in life, you'll always have more. If you look at what you don't have in life, you'll never have enough," end quote. To me, this quotation offers hope that if you are able to change the way you perceive a situation and see it from another angle, you might just be amazed by what is happening in your life. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenna. And now a very special presentation of an award that is foundational to the ideals of James Madison. And this is the Wengert Award, introduced by Mrs. Amy Schilling and presented by Mrs. Schilling and Mrs. Kay Wengert.
It is my honor tonight to, along with Mrs. Kay Wengert, present the Wengert Award to one of our graduating seniors. The Wengert Award was established in 2006 by Kay Wengert in honor and memory of her husband, Dr. Harold Wengert. Dr. Wengert, affectionately known by staff and students alike as simply Doc, was a well-beloved man of great substance who had been one of the original teachers at James Madison Preparatory School. Dr. Wengert held a PhD in science education and came to us following a full career in the education field. He was nationally known as a prominent voice in the homeschool movement and was highly respected for his work in curriculum development. Doc was more than a classroom teacher. He was a mentor and a friend to all on campus. He lived life with a true servant's heart, leading both staff and students in striving to become the best versions of ourselves. Doc and his wife Kay's dedication to the school was unwavering from the beginning. Doc was often the first person on campus in the morning and the last one to leave at night. His wife Kay was also a constant presence, volunteering wherever needed, including coaching the cheer team and washing the football team's jerseys each week. Along with our founders, David and Stephen Batchelder, Doc was instrumental in applying the foundational idea of putting the good of the students first, a principle that remains at the core of the JMPS culture. Doc deeply believed in the mission of James Madison Preparatory School. He believed that students are capable of meeting whatever expectations we set for them, and therefore we should aim high. With firm consistency, accountability, and most importantly, love, he believed that JMPS would not only provide an excellent education for students, but for those who truly embrace what we stand for, that we would change the trajectory of their lives. The Wengert Award is presented to a graduating senior who reflects Dr. Wengert's hope for our students by demonstrating great growth in all areas, including both academics and character. This year's recipient showed great growth and maturity as she navigated her final year with us, and we know that her future is brighter than ever due to her hard work and perseverance. The recipient of the 2024 Wengert Award is Abby Sepio.
Now, as is the tradition here at James Madison, graduates will be personally recognized and spoken about by a member of the staff. If you are joining us for your first JMPS graduation ceremony, you are in for something special. You should know that this is the capstone section of our program and a very special tradition here. This personalized recognition symbolizes these special graduates' accomplishments and the memories that they will leave behind, enhancing the legacy of this school. Afterwards, graduates will receive their diploma, or a presentation folder, and eventually the diploma, and gifts from the administration designed to symbolize the importance of their next steps while remembering the lessons that paved the way for their success. From Mrs. Caves, graduates will receive the book, Thank You, Mr. Falker, by Patricia Polacco. This book, as our graduates will tell you, is traditionally read by Mrs. Caves during an assembly early in the year. It reminds us that we can overcome challenges and that their teachers truly care about their success. It also reminds the staff that it is a good idea to stand towards the back so that your homeroom doesn't see other people crying about the story. Our second book, selected by Mr. Stephen Batchelder, is The Killer Angels, a novel of the Civil War by Michael Shara. It is, as you may have ascertained from the title, a selection that goes in a slightly different direction than the previous work. It is a respected fictionalization of the Battle of Gettysburg and a major socio-political impact that the Civil War would have on this nation. In addition to these books, in a tradition begun by Mr. David Batchelder, our graduates will receive a tool that represents self-reliance. This tool has taken many forms over the years, but it has always been a multi-tool, symbolizing the myriad different skills that our graduates will take into the future. This year, it is a streamlined Gerber tool, one that can go places and do things that a larger but more cumbersome tool cannot. It is sleek, adaptable, and effective in new and surprising ways, just like our graduates. I think I will need to get one. Our first speaker to introduce our students will be Mrs. Caves.
First, I have to put on my glasses to look at them. Jacob. Okay, for those of you betting on when the tears will come, you can start the timers. As I talk about this special senior, I'm afraid that it won't take very long. One of the great pleasures of education is watching our students mature. This is especially true with those who have been part of our community for a long time. The student I have the pleasure of speaking about today came to us in 2018 when he was in the 7th grade. At that time, Jacob Gordon was an unsure young man, but was also a student who was absolutely brimming with potential and energy. And our school's message to heart, potential and energy, and he had a smile that could melt my heart. Jacob has taken that potential and energy and our school's message to heart, try everything. While Jacob was part of JMPS, he was involved in, hold on, this will take a minute, the basketball team, football, track, baseball, and tennis teams. He was also part of the chess club, and not surprisingly, did very well in the stock market game. One of the best speeches I've ever heard him when they won. And on top of all of that, Jacob found the time and motivation to try out drama as a part of the 8th grade play and the fall play. And now, Jacob has taken the boundless energy and has matured into a graduating senior who has discovered his path forward in life. He has the very set goal of becoming a mortgage loan officer, and you know what? There's absolutely no reason for him not to attain this goal. When Jacob finds a direction that truly interests him, there is literally no way anyone can stop him. But one of the wonderful things about Jacob is that his tenacity doesn't just extend to his desire to become financially successful. He loves being with his friends and seeing him laughing and being a goofball and being fun in his fun-loving best has been one of the joys of being on our campus during his time here. Jacob, I hope that you keep your unfailing optimism and easygoing manner. I hope that you keep your friends, both the ones that you have now, and I know they are close, and those you have yet to meet, close to your heart as the true gold in your life. Congratulations on your success, and may you have only the best future fortune as you embark on the next stage of your life. Jacob Gordon.
Just give me a moment here to get myself together. Apologize. Although she is not in my homeroom, I've gotten to know Ella Engel well. Wow, that didn't take any time at all. Thanks, Deb. And I apologize, I'm not like Mrs. Caves, I can't just power through it. But I've gotten to know her both as a student and as someone who has played a critical role in two of the activities that I coach. Most notably, for the last 4 years, she has been a consistent force in academic decathlon. And this year, she was the academic decathlon team captain and winner of the Patriot Award. That is dedicated for sure, but this year, she has also joined Odyssey of the Mind. And to be honest, I'm not sure we would have had an Odyssey of the Mind team without Ella's constant support and encouragement. The fact that Ella is an energetic and dedicated participant in extracurricular activities will come as no surprise to those that know her. Ella brings an astounding energy to our campus, which should come as no surprise to anyone who has ever seen her fight for a ball on the basketball court. I have no idea how she can do so much with only 24 hours in a day. In addition to her dedication to her extracurriculars, Ella is also an excellent student. She is active, engaged in class, and always strives to do her best. One of the keys to her success, and one of the guarantees of her future success, is her enviable ability to not only ask for advice, but to listen to that advice. Some teenagers don't give much credit to the advice given them by adults in their life. They have to learn the hard way, making their own mistakes, hopefully learning from them, and maybe one day returning to say, "You tried to tell me, but I wasn't ready to listen." Not Ella Engel. She doesn't let hubris prevent her from seeking the assistance when she needs help. Whether it's in the classroom, on the sports field, or in her personal life, Ella is a great self-advocate and someone who will actively seek out and truly listen to the advice of others. Now, like most of us, she may not act on that advice right away. She may do things her way for a while, but she will retain what you have said and recall it when needed. I can't tell you how many times I've been talking with Ella and she has mentioned some bit of advice or counsel she received days, months, or even years ago and has told me, "You know, when I was told X by Y, I didn't believe it at the time, but it turns out to be true. I am so grateful for their help." For a young person to not only have the willingness to seek the assistance of others, but to also act on that information, even if delayed, is a critical life skill. It's something that will serve Ella well as she leaves high school and makes her own way in the world. But Ella has other character traits that will guarantee her future success. So many people in our society want to take the easy path, the path of least resistance. They want the quick fix. But there are no shortcuts or easy pathways to true and long-lasting success. It takes courage and hard work to do the things the right way. Throughout her high school career, I was on a good roll for a while there. Throughout her high school career, Ella has repeatedly demonstrated that she has the work ethic and the courage to do things the right way, even if it's the hard way. Ella will be moving a good distance away from home to attend Texas A&M University to study chemistry. This will mean that Ella is leaving her many support systems behind, but she has the skills and perseverance to fly on her own in a new environment. Ella, I encourage you to keep doing what you've been doing these last few years. Keep the humility that allows you to seek the wisdom and advice of others. Remember the advice, appreciate those who care enough to give it, and recognize it when it's time to apply the information that you've been offered. I also hope that you have the courage to keep doing things the right way, even if not necessarily the easy way. You've already shown that you're an extremely capable and successful young woman. I have no doubt that you're going to thrive and prosper, not only in college, but in life. Congratulations. And bad news is I have two more. The next person I'd like to speak about this evening is someone who is actually in my homeroom. In fact, Kenna Hemmings is the only senior in my homeroom this year. Kenna joined JMPS at the start of her junior year, and when she got here, it immediately felt like she had been a member of this graduating class from the very beginning. She is energetic, enthusiastic, and a leader in everything she does. Whether it's in the classroom, on the court, on the track, on the pitch, on the stage, or in the sand where she won back-to-back state championships, Kenna always has a commanding presence. Not only is she a highly capable individual, but she is also outgoing, compassionate, kind, and supportive. Her leadership comes to the forefront when you see her interactions around campus. She is a bridge builder and a peacemaker. She leads by positive example and by setting high standards of academic and personal conduct. Having that kind of leadership in my homeroom has been invaluable over the last 2 years, and those skills will be invaluable for Kenna as she takes the next steps in her journey. Starting a new school in junior year is not an easy thing to do. It's a new culture, it's a new curriculum, a place with new faces and new policies. All this Kenna took in stride. And not only in her extracurriculars, academically, Kenna has thrived at JMPS, as clearly evidenced by her being the class valedictorian. From day one, and consistently from that time forward, Kenna has been a reliable and dedicated student. In class, she is engaged, she has an excellent work ethic, and her goal has always been to chase knowledge, not to chase grades. I have no doubt that Kenna will be highly successful as she continues her education in college. Not only is Kenna eminently capable and lovely to be around, but she has a resiliency that is rarely found in one so young. For the last 2 years, life has presented Kenna with significant changes and difficult challenges. But she is defined by how she met and continues to meet those changes and challenges in her life with strength, steadiness, and courage. Kenna's strong character, her strong academics, her kindness, and her dedication to her commitments are an inspiration. Now, while I was trying to write this speech, I became a little frustrated. The words that came to mind to describe Kenna, words like competent, capable, supportive, compassionate, and resilient, seem to lack the gravitas that truly captures her character. One of the things I have found interesting and valuable about the German language, and I know it sounds like I made just a hard left turn there, but bear with me. What I find valuable about the German language is that it allows for the creation of new words by combining existing elements within the language. So I thought maybe I could make my own word in the German tradition by combining existing words together to create a single one that better encapsulates Kenna's true nature. Perhaps if I combine resilient, work ethic, and competent to make resworkitant. Or maybe we can agree that all those wonderful character traits and more are summarized by simply saying, Kenna Hemmings. All right. The last person I'd like to talk about today is Randall Caves. Being the younger sibling can be tough, or so my younger brother tells me. You are constantly around people that are doing things you are not allowed to do and who have more privileges than you. Plus, there are the inevitable comparisons to your older sibling. However, it is a joy to witness the transformation that results when a younger child starts to recognize their unique personality and finds their place in the world. For Randolyn, I started to see her intellectual transformation and maturation in her freshman year. For most of her freshman year, Randolyn was not what I would call a great student. She was a decent student and obviously very bright, but it was evident to me and others that she was not working to her potential. One day, I started to have a conversation with her about her performance in my class, and I asked her a simple question. When you do your homework, is your goal to get the homework finished, or is the goal to learn the material in the assignment? She honestly responded that she just tried to get the assignment completed. Since that time, however, Randolyn has transformed from an average student to one who regularly earns top grades. But more importantly, she works to understand the topics in meaningful ways. During her high school career, she has found her path forward and truly come into her own academically. This transformational growth to become her own person has not been limited to just academics. Over the last 4 years, Randolyn has grown as an athlete and an involved campus citizen. One of her admirable traits is that she is naturally adventurous and has no fear. It's hard to think of a single extracurricular activity that Randolyn has not taken at least a shot at. This includes picking up a racket this last spring to help ensure the tennis team could continue their season. Whether it's been the arts like drumline and ukulele, or participating in musicals and plays, or competing on the court, Randolyn has constantly worked to improve and become a valuable asset in every group she's been a part of. It has been particularly amazing to see her come into her own in sports. She has grown physically in height. I think she is taller than both of her parents. And she has grown in strength through hard work and consistent effort. She has also put in hours of practice to improve her skills in sports like volleyball and basketball. I have loved the growth she has demonstrated these last 4 years. This is especially true in basketball, where she has gone from simply trying to dribble the ball down the court to aggressively driving the ball to the hoop. It has been great to see her personal growth during her time at GMPS. These last 4 years have not always been easy, and she has faced her fair share of challenges. But Randolyn has met those challenges and emerged with more confidence and a better sense of herself. I have known Randolyn since her infancy. And she is, I thought I had it, I'm sorry. And she has always been a bright girl with a mischievous smile and an outgoing personality. But her transformation in just the last, her transformation in just the last few years to a young woman who is also compassionate, caring, warm-hearted, confident, strong, and independent has been such a joy to watch. Even with all her accomplishments, Randolyn's continued exploration of what life has to offer has not ended, not by a long shot. Randolyn will be attending Colorado Mesa University in the fall to study criminal justice and forensic psychology. I am so excited to see all that she will accomplish and how she will continue to grow and to find her own path in life. Randolyn, college is going to be an amazing and transformative experience for you. Like JMPS, college will have a wide variety of things to offer. Keep your adventurous spirit and fearlessness. Continue to be willing to grow and to seek out new experiences. With your intelligence and strong work ethic, combined with your adventurous and outgoing spirit, you're going to have a wonderful time as you continue your personal journey of self-discovery. Congratulations, Randolyn.
feel there's less pressure on my wedding. The first student that I would like to play a part in sending off is Damian Aceredo. Damian, you were a freshman when you began attending James Madison, and how quickly the time has gone by. Damian exhibits that natural charisma and good looks that can be helpful in life. But this is not who Damian is, and the people closest to him know that. Damian has grown up in this community and has developed with the help of his family and those he has surrounded himself with. You, sir, bought into what this school is all about. You have been incredibly involved throughout your time here, from football to soccer, AKA fake football. Where's Mr. Mason? To chess, musicals, fall plays, rock band, president of our government. You have always been involved in our community. And all of these things, you put in the work to be successful and to make those around you successful. You became, during your time here, a leader. Who is leader, though? Are leaders made up during the best of times or the worst of times? As Charles Dickens writes in A Tale of Two Cities, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief, it was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light, it was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope, it was the winter of despair. Well, here at James Madison, Damian experienced his own set of setbacks that would test the strongest man's mettle. Damian, in total, broke a sum total of 367 bones, tore 1,375 ligaments, and stubbed his toe on numerous occasions. Enough to bring Marcus Aurelius to his knees. None of this, however, stopped him. Damian, not Aurelius. From there on, the sidelines, when those injuries prevented him from being in the starting lineup, while an excellent athlete and a great talent, what was perhaps most revealing was how those setbacks elevated your ability to lead when you couldn't be on the floor or on the field. Your character helped develop other young men. It was during this time that you truly became the leader you are today. Never stop. On a personal note, I had Damian in my homeroom class this year and in economics. In our homeroom, he immediately took the reins and was my right-hand man. Someone I could trust to get the job done. Damian, I thank you for the respect you have paid me and the respect I've witnessed from those in your class and those younger. Damian, you have been a blessing to this school and to this community. We truly thank you and will miss you. Congratulations, sir. Jalen Landry. Jalen, you're not exactly the easiest person to present. You carry yourself with such quiet dignity. You remind me of one of my favorite presidents, Calvin Coolidge. Silent Cal. Coolidge, like yourself, when he spoke, people listened. You knew, and you know when Jalen took the time to say something, it was important and you better take note. Now, this could simply be cautionary. As Coolidge once said, I have noticed that nothing I never said did me any harm. Jalen was born in Madagascar on 6 February 1945, as we found out during his senior presentation on Rastafarianism. I'm sorry. I mixed up another speech. My apologies. Jalen, at the age of 65, began attending JMPS in his freshman year. While still quiet and observant, he was a presence here at JMPS. Jalen got outside his comfort zone on numerous occasions. He joined football, he joined varsity basketball, played soccer, baseball. He even got involved on the chess team. It was noted from staff, including myself, one who got to briefly teach Jalen, that you are exceptionally bright, bordering on brilliant. I don't want that to go to your head. I have no doubt that whatever you decide to attain in your life, you will obtain. Whether that is a career in mechanical engineering or continuing on crafting the debate skills that you began cultivating during M Week junior year. You truly have all the tools necessary to go far in life. To his parents in attendance, thank you for raising a respectful, patient, and disciplined young man. The world needs more like him. Jalen, please continue on the path that you began here. You made JMPS better. Now on to the rest of the world. Congratulations, Jalen. All right, that's it. Abby Seppiel. Former Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher once said, "Watch your thoughts, for they become words. Watch your words, for they become actions. Watch your actions, for they become habits. Watch your habits, for they become your character. And watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. What we think, we become." Life is not simply a series of events that happen. Rather, life is a series of responses to those events. Do you fail? Yes. But as it is often said, we triumph not from the ease of life, but from the trials that are put before us. Abby, you came here as a sprouting sophomore, a witty 10th grader, online during the COVID pandemic. Not exactly the prime time to get involved in an entirely new environment. COVID robbed so many of the natural courses of action that a young adult should go through when transitioning to a new life. If I try to encapsulate with the use of language who you are, Abby, I would fail, and I would fail miserably. I still may fail here today, but I will do my best. Abby, you are the definition of a literary text that has transformed billions of lives. Please listen carefully to this. We glory in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance, character, and character, hope. And hope does not put us to shame. Abby, you put to shame the detractors. You put to shame those who think they can typecast you. That's also a pun. Okay. Or anyone who has walked in similar shoes and became not a story to shy away from, but one to tell the world. As Abraham Lincoln said of Ulysses S. Grant, "I can't spare this man. He fights." Seppiel, we cannot spare you either. Honestly, what can I say about you, Abby? You're a true experience. You talk your fair share of trash, are usually loaded up on caffeine beyond the recommended limit, and you may or may not be listening to me right now. Your acting is first rate. Any role you take on is meticulously executed, becoming an extension of yourself. You played tennis for the first time this year, and your effort and enthusiasm was contagious. You also hit me with more than a few tennis balls with an equal amount of enthusiasm. Abby's involvement at JMPS has been wholehearted and wonderful to see, and has made this a better place. Abby, I am so proud of you. I thought this was just something you guys do. All right. I am so proud of you. And I do not just speak for myself when I say this. I speak for the staff here that witnessed the growth of an amazing young lady. As the Wingert Award firmly attests, you are strong, Abby. Incredibly strong. Although I do recommend you switch to coffee. Congratulations, you are a graduate of James Madison Preparatory School.
Morgan McCandless. Morgan was part of the first sixth grade class here at JMPS. In that time, we have seen her grow from a quiet sixth grader into a bright, energetic, outgoing, enthusiastic, and courageous young woman. I say courageous quite specifically because she had the courage to take calculus this year. And she was our only calculus student this year. Though I say that with some humor, calculus honestly is not for the faint of heart. And it requires perseverance to see it through to the end. And if there was one word out of the many that I could use to describe Morgan, it would be perseverance. Throughout the challenges of calculus and throughout the challenges of high school in general, Morgan has persevered and continued to grow and move forward. That perseverance and drive carried over to her extracurriculars, where she had joined our inaugural Odyssey of the Mind team, which was also the first such team here at JMPS to qualify for the state tournament. She's also been a long-serving member of the academic decathlon team, where she has been a starter all 4 years that she was on the team. I've been told and seen a number of times that in that role, despite her outward, pleasant and quiet demeanor, she can be quite competitive when the occasion calls for it. She also has an interesting sense of humor that I have been fortunate enough to experience a number of times in class, where it appeared not often, but I'm thinking of a couple of puns in particular. The timing was always perfect, and the delivery was always perfect. Morgan, we've all seen that you have what it takes to be true to yourself, to remain steadfast in what you believe and what you want, to do what is right, and to speak up when it is necessary. And I have no doubts whatsoever that you will continue to persevere and attain your goals as you move on to college, study abroad, and pursue a career in dermatology. I wish you the very best. Congratulations.
My man Mondin. First thing that comes to mind when remembering Mondin was when he first joined the football team. I was coaching at the time. A little short, good athlete, knowledgeable kid. Football IQ was pretty high. I knew he knew some things about football, which was kind of a breath of fresh air at the time. The other part that comes to mind when I think about Mondin, when it was finally time for conditioning at the end of practice. He'd walk over telling me he couldn't breathe. Coach, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And I'd ask him a question, and he'd answer it. And That's another one, he'd answer it. That's another one, he'd answer it. It's finally like, Monden, you just had a full-on conversation with me. Get out of my face. He would push through it every single time, every single practice. He would persevere through practices in that season and every season after that. Another memory that comes to mind is when he got a little older, a little more capable, a little more athletic. See, every child that plays football usually wants to play the stock positions, right? Quarterback, running back, receiver, tight end, whatever. Nobody wants to be relegated to the lineman position. It's just not spicy enough. That was no different for Monden. He wanted to play tight end. And to my surprise, he could have played that position and played it well. He was quick enough, smart enough, tough enough, and he could actually catch the ball. As a coach, you hope your players trust you enough to put them in the right position for the betterment of the team. That year was no different. We were short on linemen, and I needed Monden to be one of those for me. And without hesitation, he said yes. And not to my surprise, he played that position very well. That was one of the most unselfish things I have ever seen a player do. And without any remorse for his stats as a tight end, if that ever came to fruition. He wanted to help the team, and he did. Monden, I am so proud of how much you've grown, and not just your beard, which is impressive. I'm a little jealous, to be honest with you. But as a person and a man, you're a true gentleman. And you ask any single lady in the world, it's hard to find true gentlemen these days, okay? So keep that in mind. Just remember that. I can't wait to see where you go and all that you'll accomplish in your life. I love you, my man. Congratulations. Look at what the cat dragged in. If you were around Langston his junior year, you hear that version of the phrase all day long. Every day. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong, right? See? When I think of Langston, I think of two things. One is you are truly a good person and good and devoted friend. I always see you making people around you smile and laugh. The other thing I think of when I think of Langston is someone who could talk forever. But I don't mean that in a condescending way, nor am I being critical. What I see is someone who is inviting, approachable, kind, well-mannered, and respectful. You're always willing to include anyone and everyone into a conversation you're having. Langston could talk to anyone. I think that's kind of a lost art these days. Your ability of drawing people in with your warm smile and your charisma reminds me of two very special people that I had in my life. One of those is my wife. One of those is my dad. And if you know those people, that is a very high compliment. They can talk to anyone, just like Langston. As long as they're in earshot, they'll talk to you. When Langston will be talking, I would never hear him say anything terrible or unpleasant about people. It was mostly, I want to do this, I want to try that, I want to do this when I'm older. You're a dreamer. And that's what I love about you. My advice to you, Langston, is to keep dreaming and striving to achieve those lofty goals, because one day it won't be, I want to do this or try that. It'll be, I did do that. I did try that. I did accomplish this. I love you, bud. I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to see where you go in life. Congratulations.
My great task is to convey to these young people the complexities and lessons found in United States history. I see far too many who take it for granted, shrug it off. Some might say familiarity can breed contempt. And this can be disconcerting. Tia, occasionally a student comes along with a fresh perspective. You provided just that for me in history class. She was learning U.S. history from an outsider's perspective. And she provided the class a unique reference. I remember the first time I connected with Tia was when I asked her about the Paris of the Middle East. And I knew then about her love for Beirut. I had to be prepared when she wanted to understand Eisenhower's decision to occupy Lebanon in 1957. She caught me off guard. I had to go look it up. Never cynical, always inquisitive. Seen as a dedicated friend by her classmates, Tia lived the code and had a positive impact on everyone around her. I had the pleasure of working with Tia on a deeply personal senior project about the catastrophic explosion that rocked the Paris of the Middle East in 2020. And it was so satisfying to watch Tia take that passion for her homeland and excel in the capstone presentation of a Madison Prep senior. Tia, I challenge you to carry your unique perspective to the next level. Carry it to Grand Canyon University. We live in a world that most definitely needs young people like you who can provide a fresh perspective. Congratulations, Tia. I've already heard the word once tonight. There's something to be said for competence. Knowing how to do something well. In a world where finding someone else to blame is now sport, competence and confidence are much needed. A much needed insurance policy. Dallas, without a doubt, the whiners and complainers need to be led. Competent people like you fit that bill. Dallas is just such a leader. She is good at whatever she takes on. From the athletic courts to the classroom, she leaves little doubt that she knows exactly what she's doing. She's never been a rah-rah, look at me kind of person. She exudes a quiet confidence. We must never mistake confidence with arrogance. Arrogance is marked by an exaggeration and talk. Dallas walks the walk. Captain of the volleyball team, number one on the tennis team, excelling in the arts, National Honor Society, our Scholar of the Year, acceptance to the Barrett Honors College at ASU. She was the confident leader her classmates looked to. Most importantly, Dallas is leaving Madison Prep a better place. She helped the school get back on its feet after COVID threatened almost everything we did. And for that, we all owe her a debt of gratitude. To the underclassmen in the audience today, follow her example. Competence is cool. Congratulations, Dallas. No, we are not related. In fact, Raven spells his name exactly the opposite of how I spell mine. There's a C, A-E, one F. But I can tell you that as a teacher, we do enjoy seeing these young people grow academically. But it's really something special to see them grow socially outside the classroom. Remember that academics are only one leg of the stool. I had Raven in class for 2 years, and I maybe heard him speak 12 words together. But I knew when I watched him compete in our very first chess tournament that there was something there. There was a young man ready to tell the Madison community what he stood for. And Raven did exactly that. Taking on all Madison had to offer, accepting the challenges, taking his natural advantage to the basketball court. And this year, as his classmates will attest, we heard plenty from Raven. We discovered that he had a quick wit and a sharp sense of humor. I watched him on the senior trip, and I saw someone soaking it up, enjoying every minute, taking his time, walking through every museum, when it's very tempting to enjoy the other things of the senior trip, hotels and such. Raven went, and he enjoyed himself for all the right reasons. Now he plans to go on and attend vocational training, take on the craft of welding. We wish him all the luck in that. Raven, my friend, keep playing chess. Remember, the ability to play chess is the sign of a gentleman, but don't get too good at it. And keep that sense of humor. It'll serve you well as you move forward. Raven Schaefer.
Because this is only my second year teaching at JMPS and my first year teaching high school, I never actually had the privilege of teaching Francesca Levine, also known affectionately as Frankie, or if you're Mr. Schaefer, Hollywood, as in Frankie Goes To. However, I was fortunate enough to have her in my homeroom, and through Spirit Week and field day activities, I witnessed firsthand Her sincere respectfulness, her incredible mental and physical toughness, her fierce competitiveness, her loyal friendship, and her very capable leadership. She was definitely the driving force that led the Hemmings Hive to win High School Homeroom of the Year. No one topped her 90-plus push-ups in an assembly contest one morning, and it was largely because of her expert delegation that our classroom was converted to a mini golf extravaganza during holiday room decorating. After watching her senior project presentation on birth order and learning that she, like me, is an oldest child, and after discovering that she, unlike me, is a longtime martial artist with black belts in 2 different disciplines, I thought, aha, this all makes perfect sense. Through other extracurricular activities, I was also able to catch a wider peripheral glimpse of who Frankie is. She is smart. Her medal earnings helped her academic decathlon team's standings at both regional and state competitions, and her stellar grade point average led to her induction into the JMPS chapter of the National Honor Society, of which she served as vice president this year. She's talented. Her musical stylings, from strumming the ukulele to belting out rock lyrics, and her acting ability, both dramatic and comedic, entertained audiences at numerous school concerts, plays, and musicals. She's also personable. Her sweet smile and kind heart brightened the many days she spent on our campus. But don't just take my word for it. I polled some of the other teachers who've known Frankie longer and asked them to share characteristics that came to mind when they thought about her. It's a great list. She is, quote, amiable, cheerful, dedicated, engaged, hardworking, and involved. She knows how to have fun, but also how and when to be serious. And perhaps my favorite, she is never defeated by anything or unwilling to try again if something doesn't work the first time. All of these qualities have made Frankie an ideal student at JMPS, and they will no doubt continue to serve her well wherever life leads her next. To Northern Arizona University, where she plans to study psychology, but also to whatever lies beyond. Congratulations, Frankie. I also never had Bonnie Marie Nelson in any of my classes, so I was both surprised and honored when she asked if I would serve as her senior project advisor. I agreed to do it, and I'm so glad I did because it gave me a chance to get to know her at least a little bit during her last year at JMPS. Plus, she made the job so easy, meeting all of her deadlines and readily incorporating the suggestions and feedback I passed along to her. Sometimes I would worry when we hadn't touched base for a few weeks, but those worries were unfounded because there was never a time when Bonnie wasn't on top of things. This is pretty much the consensus I gathered when I asked other teachers to share their thoughts about her with me. Almost everyone started with, "She's so quiet." But a bigger picture gradually began to emerge as words like attentive, diligent, eager, steadfast, thoughtful, and kind followed soon after. One teacher complimented her transparency and willingness to ask for help when needed. Another said that she will work and work and work until either something is completed or you let her know she's done enough. Yet another said that although she is quiet, she is not afraid to speak her mind, but she thinks before she speaks, which allows her to share her thoughts articulately and effectively. Such was the case with her senior project, in which she researched and revealed the harmful effects of removing wild animals from their habitats and keeping them in captivity in circuses, aquariums, and zoos. This topic is something that Bonnie is truly passionate about. After graduation, she plans to begin her studies at Mesa Community College and later transfer to a university to study marine biology. When I asked Bonnie what she will remember about her time at JMPS, she was quick to express her gratitude for the unique education she received, one that she realizes she could have obtained nowhere else. I know that she will continue to seek out and appreciate unique opportunities to learn as they present themselves, both in the near and far-off future. Congratulations, Bonnie.
As I tried to write these, I found it very difficult, I must let you all know. Having known these people for as short a time as I have, there is so much that I have learned about them. And trying to boil down their essence to fit on a page has been a great challenge for me. But I'll do my best. Hannah Gray. One of the biggest challenges that young people face during their time in high school is finding themselves. Finding who they are and who they want to be. Some students identify this immediately, or think they do, while others discover themselves over the course of their high school career. The first time that I saw Hannah Gray, it was before I taught here, during the performance of Oliver, as the titular character, Oliver. Here I saw a wonderful singer and a brilliant actor, one whose performances would be remembered alongside JMPS's finest thespians. But it wasn't until I joined the staff here that I got to know the real Hannah, who wasn't just an excellent singer and actor, but who proved to be a good friend to those around her, taking a more supporting role, never hogging the spotlight from her peers. During her senior year, I've had the privilege to watch Hannah learn more about herself, her passions, and her abilities. She has juggled the weight of senior year with both high school and community theater, joining rock band, and taking on several artistic disciplines in rapid succession. Watching Hannah discover the visual art she can make in my design courses has been incredible. The art that a person creates often reveals the heart beneath, and Hannah's is spontaneous, unique, and fun. Working with her as an actor and as a singer has demonstrated not just the sum of her talent and her dedication, but her limitless potential as well. After graduating, Hannah will be attending Mesa Community College, where she will continue to pursue theater. Good choice. With her illustrious career and many talents, I believe Hannah has found herself and is ready to face the world before her. The question really is the world ready for Hannah? Absolutely not. They do not stand a chance. Whatever higher power exists, may it help them. But no matter where she chooses to go from here, Hannah will take the world by storm. And I can't wait to watch. Hannah, you have made and showed us so much already. Yeah, I got you there, didn't I? Bear with me, I'm long-winded. You've made and shown us so much already, so please don't stop now. Your heart and soul have left us all the better for the time we've had with you, but it's time to share that. Wherever you go, whatever path you take, make the most of it. Make it yours. The world is a bare canvas, a story untold, a song unsung. Take these raw materials and go make something with it. Hannah Gray. Oceana Sams. Reliability is a trait that I find tragically underappreciated. After all, it's an attribute that is only brought up when it fails. We rarely give credit to those that keep on, well, keeping on. Oceana Sams is incredibly versatile in what she can do and what she's been asked to do, and boundless in where her imagination can take her. Do you need a sopralto for choir? Oshi. A level-headed tech member capable of running equipment or keeping others in line? Oshi. Someone who can roll with the craziness of a compromised schedule? Oshi. An actor who can carry almost any role, regardless of tone, workload, or characterization? Oshi. She is very much the Toyota Hilux of people. Some of you that reference will be lost on. The rest of you will appreciate what I'm trying to say. She refuses to compromise on what she believes is right. Ever. Truly, Oceana Sams is the rock over which all waves break, unflinching and unmoving, forcing the sea raging around her to settle. Oshi doesn't complain about the work or try to get away with the bare minimum. No, she does it right the first time. Or she fixes it immediately after finding out what went wrong. But this isn't just limited to schoolwork. This is how she operates in everything. Her dedication is seen in the way she treats her friends, her family, the staff, fellow classmates, and underclassmen. I've seen it in the work she does, whether it's for a class, an extracurricular, or any discipline that she's passionate about. Pair this with the humility and selflessness that she displays every day, and you have a person that everyone in her life looks up to and respects. But I won't just talk about how she affects others. Let's talk about the woman herself. Whether it's in various sports, artistic endeavors, performative extracurriculars, or in the classroom, Oceana gives everything there is to give and more. In doing so, she betters herself constantly. Oceana plans to attend ASU to pursue animation. With her patience, tenacity, and talent, I have no doubt that I will someday see Oshi's name in the credits of a new favorite film or series. All right, I'm going to do it again, so don't clap yet. Oceana, teaching and watching you grow has been a privilege, and I have loved watching you pursue your passions as much as seeing the fruits of your labor. I admire your dedication and loyalty, and we will feel your absence, as you have been an invaluable member of the JMPS community. Remain reliable, Oceana, for the world needs people like you. In times when people are willing to abandon things because the going gets tough or because their interest has waned, it is those who remain that shape the world. Be the rock, Oceana. There is no wave that can move you. Oceana Sams.
So many tears. Now we've come to that section of our event for the diploma presentation. If I can have our seniors please stand. While I call your name, please come forward. Damian Titus Acereto. Tia Al-Gharib. Dallas Paige Casper Heward. Randolyn Dina Caves. Ella Rose Ingle. Mondin Jairo Frejo Reyes. Jacob Bradley Gordon. Hannah Bliss Gray. Kenna Mary Hemmings. Jalen Ty Landry. Francesca Joan Levine. Bonnie Marie Clarice Nelson. Morgan Faye McCandless. Oceana Faith Sams. Raven Lee Schaefer. Abby Teresa Sepiol. And Langston Thomas Wingo Tiller. You gotta take that one. It is now my great privilege and high honor to present to you the James Madison class of 2024. You may now move your tassels from right to left. Congratulations. Now you may exit stage right.